So I come to you from a corner behind a door because this seems to be the only place that I can get my phone to work. I have been trying for an hour to get this video recorded and get it sent out there like I feel like the Lord wants me to do. So I know that it needs to be out there because I've had a lot of trouble. So I'm going to try to hurry. My phone says I only have 11 minutes and 45 seconds to say what it is that I need to say. So hopefully it won't take that long. But for the past month, I have heard the Lord say, prepare, be prepared. And God is speaking way too much right now to his people, to the ones that preach the word, to the ones that teach the word. I've heard it too many places from too many different people about getting ready to reap a harvest and miracles happening, and 2017 being the year for restoration and miracles and big things happening. But what I feel the Lord asking me and telling me is, are you prepared? Are you prepared for what I'm about to give you, to what I'm about to show you, to the things that you are about to see and be able to be a part of? Are you ready for it? Are you prepared? And that's what I want to ask you today is, are you prepared and are you ready for the miracle that God has in store for you? I don't care what it is, big or small. To God, it's all glorious because it's what matters to you and it's the desire of your heart. So when I think about this, I think of a farmer or a gardener or whatever it is that they may be, and I see the land. The land that they are getting ready to plant their seed. Well, about this time of year, some people do start planting things. My grandpa starts planting potatoes and other different vegetables this time of year. And so, what the planter or the gardener is going to do is they're going to go out there and they're going to make sure that the land is ready. They're going to make sure that there are no leaves and there's no brush and there's no weeds that have grown up into this place that they are going to soon reap a harvest from. They're getting it ready. They are going to rake it. They're going to till it. They're going to break up that land and they're going to make it to where that seed can be planted. And that's what the Lord has done to probably most of us that are waiting for a miracle. Is there's a time in your life where you hit your lowest of lows and God had to show you what it was that needed to be done and show you the plucking and the pruning and the shearing and the raking and the plowing that needed to be done. And so it was painful and it was a lot of work, but now God's got us to a place in our lives where he's ready to bless us. But there may still need to be some pulling of weeds or some tilling of the ground or something that needs to be done inside of you before God can really say, okay, my child, you are ready. So that's what I feel like whenever the Lord is saying, be prepared. He is telling us these things because he wants to bless us in a mighty, mighty way, people. He wants to allow those giants to fall. He wants to see his people blessed, but he wants to be able to trust you with that blessing. You know, he's not, I keep coming back to this, and this may be a weird example, but I always think of somebody that may be somebody that was addicted to gambling. They give their life over to the Lord. They become a child of God, and the Lord is slowly taking those chains of that addiction off of them. It may be a slow process and it may happen quickly, but whatever the process may be, the Lord is not going to bless that person with an abundant amount of money until the Lord knows that he can trust them with it. Because that was their problem, was gambling money away or whatever it may be. Money is the first thing that comes to my mind. But the Lord's not going to say, oh, here you go, here's you $1 million. He's not. But you may get to a place in your life where the Lord could trust you with that. So do you feel like you are in a place in your life where the Lord can say, I trust you with what I'm getting ready to give you? Or is there more preparing that needs to be done? I shout and I have such a joy in my heart and in my spirit about what the Lord is wanting to do for people. and everything. But then again, I have sort of a burden and a sadness because there may be some people that miss out during this season because they're not prepared. Maybe they don't want to be prepared. Maybe they don't want to pray that prayer. But if, for the Lord to prepare you for it, because, there's some still ugly things that could rear its head and say, you need to take care of this before I can trust you. But if you do not do that, my friend, you may not reap the harvest. You may have done all of this work and done all of this stuff, but the Lord may say, you're not ready for the harvest because there's still just a little bit of pruning left to do. There's still just a little bit, there's some weeds in there that still need to be plucked up. In Jeremiah 4:3, it says, "For thus says the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and do not sow among thorns." The Lord is not going to sow into thorns. He's not going to and he doesn't want us to do it either, but he's not going to make a harvest in thorns. When the Lord does something, it's going to be perfect. Nobody, it says in the Bible that when the Lord does something, no man can add to it and no one can take anything away. Okay? So when he's ready, he wants to be able to give it to you, but are you ready? Are you prepared? Prepare your heart. Prepare your mind. Prepare your soul. Spiritually, physically. Prepare your home. When I say prepare your home, the Lord, he is a God of order. Get your home in order. Get yourself in order. Get your life in order. God will help you. God will help you. I am in awe of the things that God have been saying. I mean, I'm speechless right now because I am in awe of what the Lord has been saying to me and to his people about what he wants to do in this season. And I don't want God's people to miss out on it. Excuse me. In Hosea 10:12, it says, "Sow for yourselves righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground. For it is time to seek the Lord till he comes and rains righteousness on you." Let's break up that fallow ground, people, so that the Lord can plant that seed and we can have that harvest and we can reap that increase that Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians. We can get that increase that the Lord wants to give us. He's wanting to do something big, but are you ready? I'll just read to you what it says in 1 Corinthians. The Lord is a good God and he is ready. Oh, I just can't. If you knew what I felt, you'd want to jump and shout with me too. I just have I just can't explain it, people. I can't explain it. 1 Corinthians 3:6 says, "I planted, Apollos watered, and God gave the increase." So then neither he who plants in anything, nor he who waters, but God who gives the increase, and he is wanting to increase, but you need to be prepared. I hope that this blesses you. I'm about to run out of time. I hope that this blesses you. I hope that it gets you in a place in your life where you are ready to say, "Lord, prepare me." Because he wants to do mighty things. I can't stress that enough. Be prepared. Be prepared. You know, it says in the Bible, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. Ask for knowledge and wisdom. Ask for what it is that the Lord needs you to do to be prepared, because He will tell you. He will tell you. Be prepared. That is my prayer for all of you that are watching this, is that the Lord will prepare you for the big and mighty things that He has coming. May you be blessed.